So, and last year you released your second album, Little Heavy Burdens. In which way would you say was it easier for you to work on the new album?
For me, it was harder. I think the guys were, like music-wise, they were there way faster than I was because I couldn't get any words on paper. I was just struggling to write stuff down, and everything I would write, I would think it sounded super cliche, and I didn't want to do it. So after a couple of months, I got very pissed off at them because I was jealous, you know, and I was edgy. That every time I would come into the rehearsal room, they would just look at me like, okay, when are you gonna, you know, there's no pressure or anything, but I would feel like, oh man, they're already way further. And I think after 6 or 7 months, I finally got to their level, which was very deliberating for me, and I think for them too, because then I was less, you know. But yeah, so it was, I think in a way it was easier because we knew that, because we've been to the studio before with the first record, let's try this the second time round, and let's try and do this and this and this. So it was more fun, but on the other hand, like the mental side of things was really exhausting sometimes.
But how did you manage it then finally? Did you get any advice from other?
No, I think the best advice was that I got from the guys, because I was so focused on the fact, like, okay, the first record was a success. We had a gold record, and then, you know, the second one has to be as good. Mm-hmm. And people didn't know us with the first record, so now they're like, they've been waiting for 2 years, so it's like people being ready to judge you and so I was like, let's just do one record and that's it. And they're like, hey, just do what you want to do, and if they don't like it, they won't. So that was a very good piece of advice, Mark. Very.
For how long have you been in the studio for the second album? Long. And how would you describe the atmosphere when you work on music?
Intense. Yeah, we were first in the. Yeah, we were quite long in the studio. We did it in a big part somewhere in Tuscany at the studio of friends. And we were there 2 sessions, I think, like one session of 10 days, something like that, and one session of 3 weeks. And then there was another session for a lot of guitar stuff still had to happen, and that was still like
3 months in total.
2 weeks in Belgium in the studio, and then a session for you, which was also in Italy, I think. Yeah, we spent a lot of time in studio. Yeah.
And what about the crazy artwork? I mean, this fox with a dove in his mouth, and the crazy old guy. Well, what's the story?
The crazy old guy is actually the uncle of our bass player, and the artwork comes from Tom Houtekiet. He's a pretty big name in Belgium in the design area, I guess, graphic designer. And yeah, we talked to this guy, and he came up with the idea after we gave him some input, and it just fitted the songs and the mood of the record. And like, and what I love about it, every time I look at it, it tells me a different story. And that's when I think that the cover is good, because if you look at, I mean, this is a great cover. It's a very, you know, but our cover, every time I see it, I'm like, what's the relationship between the fox and the old man, or what's the relationship with the fox and the bird? And then you turn it around, and that's what I like about it. I really, really am very pleased with our artwork.
Have you got it on vinyl also?
Yes.
That's good. That's a good thing about vinyl, the greater artwork. Was Tom Hasem also the producer of this album? So how big was his impact on this work?
So first we wrote the songs till they were quite ready, and then he came in the game, and then we did the pre-production together. He had ideas, of course, and sometimes we follow them, sometimes not, depends on what we think about them. And he changed us, hey, make it a little bit quicker, or maybe change the notes so that it's better for the voice of Lara. And this role was very important from the beginning till the end. Then.
So you get along quite well with him.
Yeah, I mean, from the first record, it was really good, and it's like Maarten said, it's a very intense process, because it's 5 people and 4 people have a vision, because you've been working on this for a very long period of time, and then he comes in with a fresh pair of ears, and he has his vision. So sometimes it's really, you know, hard to see eye to eye, but I think it's I mean, both parties wanted the best for the record because it's his name that's on the record. So if it was going to work, then, you know, of course. And he's a great guy, and he's also a very perfectionist person. So sometimes in the studio, he reminded me of like a parent pushing you like to do your homework, and sometimes you're like, God, I don't understand why I have to do it. And then afterwards, you're like, okay, now I get it why. But sometimes it was really, it was stressy. But then what relationship isn't? So.
On your YouTube channel, I haven't found most of them live videos, but Northern Road is the regular video. Mm-hmm. So what can you tell me about the video shooting, and why was it getting so bloody at the end with you and what?
Actually, to be honest, we really don't like doing videos. And every time we do it, we're like, I mean, the people who made the video were great. The one with the islands as well, they were great people, and I love their enthusiasm and everything. But it's just, I don't know. The idea on script, it all made sense. And when I see it, for me, I can't look at these videos anymore not because I think they're badly made, but because you're there for a whole day. And I mean, it's an absurd scene thing. And at the end of the day, I was just peeing my pants from laughing because you're stuck in the woods, 4 people that really actually have to go back to their kids or have to go get their jobs, and we're stuck in a forest. So the whole clip with the car, I was like, why didn't they film us just, standing here waiting for this video? That would have been a good video because we were stuck in the mud and the cars wouldn't work, and then it started raining. There was no food for the crew left because I thought, this is going to be 4 hours. So I took enough cookies for 4 hours, but we were there for almost 20 hours. So then, people get pissed off if there's no food, and I can't blame them. So, I'm really happy about the video and about the people who made it, but videos scare me.
So do I have to put down the camera then, and we're just doing radio?
It's okay. As long as he stays over there, it's fine.
In which way does your label, Grand Hotel Van Cleef, help you with everything right now? Is it a good support?
I think we're lucky to have them here. Like, know that they make all records, of course. They print records, distribute them. You can find them everywhere. And then there's Danny, the booker, who books really great tours and puts us in good venues. And he is also more thinking on the long term. And we're happy to work with them.
What's going on for the rest of the year? Are you already planning on the 3rd album, or is it already in the production?
Oh, well, we're in the writing phase of the 3rd record, which is good. But because we've got great management and great booking, we're playing a lot this year. So we're trying in between tours and things to write and to come together. But it's a completely different experience because sometimes after being on the road for so long, when we get back into the studio, it takes time to, feel comfortable again and switch off the mode of, okay, we're not going to play a show, and we have to start writing. So, but I'm really looking forward to it, and the songs that we've done so far sound pretty good.
So you're not that kind of band who is writing a song during the tour?
No, we're the kind of band that comes 2 hours too late because they played in the cities, that kind of band, yeah.
Okay, thank you so far. And now we're gonna play some YAGALOO Quiz. Das gibt's natürlich wie immer online zu sehen, und Musik gibt's auch noch. Vielen Dank, Maarten und Lara, Intergalactic Lovers. About the band name, was it kind of gangbang before, or what is the intergalactic lover meaning?
It's got to do with a drunken evening and being dressed up. So we're from Aalst, in a small city in Belgium, in between Brussels and Ghent, and they have a big and quite absurd carnival where everybody's dressed up, but not like, hey, I'm a clown, I'm this, I'm that. Like the men are dressed up like the most ugly women you can imagine, for example, and which is quite funny. And so because of that, also sometimes when you had parties, we also dress up. Yeah. We also there's a theme and you have to dress up, and that makes it like more easy to lose yourself and get into kind of party mood because you have this certain role. And then I think the theme was something in between. It was science fiction, but how would the low-life science fiction, something like that, how would it look like? And everybody's in the future, in space. And so it was very funny to see everybody, and we had also those aliases, those other names. And somehow this name came up, and then we said, hey, that name is so uncool, we're gonna use it as a band name. That's about it.
That's it. All right. Thanks again. Bedankt. Bedankt is Holländisch, ne? Bedankt.
Dank, is good.
Dank je wel.
Ja.
Dank je wel.
Graag gedaan.